On today's video, we find out what happened when cast members crash out. We check out the truth behind Zeruiah's job at NYU. We take a look at Emily's beef with Bella's, why she got fired, and her stand-up comedy.
Are you even a good mom?
We've also got Ayesha's stand-up comedy rap career, and recap the first half of the episode. All this and more right here on the Lawd Lukan channel. Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to unravel another episode of Love During Lockup. Good day, bonjour, and konnichiwa to you. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people. And some plummed off dumplings to the lords and ladies of the Lukan Manor. Ah yes, mon petit pois, we're back with the show that proves that you can't judge a crook by his lover, that fortune often favours the cold, and that where there's smoke, there's someone busy burning their bridges. We start off with somebody who goes out on a limb, realises it's rotten, and then blames the tree. It is of course Zeruiah, and she was back trying to tell you that she's innocent, but sort of, kind of, but you know, not really, whilst Muppet Boy does its idiot laugh. And that what you thought was wrong, and that she was right all along, whilst pretty much confirming what we already knew, and not really quite understanding law. I know, right? That's like a talent. We've found one at last. Shame really, you can't monetize stupid, but you can buy the merch.
Sweatshirt, $45.
So, let's see what she said, and then I'll get to the truth behind that job of hers, shall we? And a big shout out to Lalu Reality T, who captured the stream. So, are you sitting comfortably? You sitting comfortably? Guess not. Then let's begin.
Yes, there was never any charges filed. So when you get arrested, right, they have to have quote-unquote probable cause.
Well, that's probably the most unflattering angle ever filmed. This segment is filmed on Chimcam for that sort of potato head kind of vibe. So she kicks off trying to conflate two different things, charges and probable cause. You went to court because there was charges. You don't sort of go to court without them. So if there was no probable cause and no charges, then how exactly did that manage to make it to court?
The police tried to put together some bullshit. That's why two different reports came out.
Which was something that I did point out. The affidavit and the police report did give slightly different points of view. So the whole thing was a bit of a non-starter. And there wasn't two different reports because it was, quote, bullshit. One was a police report and the other was the affidavit.
So that's why when I went to court, I wasn't even charged yet.
No, you went to court because there were charges to answer. Did no one explain this to you? Did that appointed lawyer just sort of phone it in that day? Or had Troy managed to exhaust a family brain cell with all his amazing alibi creating?
Florida just has a certain law where they have to hold you for 24 hours.
I love how she manages to frame Florida as being a bit weird, like Slow-Mo did with Ohio, claiming that it was strange that those kidnappers seemed to get charged with kidnapping. I mean, weird. In Florida, they can hold you for up to 24 hours if there is probable cause, just so you can see a judge, put in your plea, and get bonded out within 24 hours. That's the $2,000 bond that she paid. Does she think we're Dale? I mean Troy. I mean stupid? They can't just keep you just to be annoying.
The judge said they're going to give this state 30 days to file charges, like to officially charge me.
Ah, that's what US lawyers refer to as not a thing. That's just not how US law works. Again, the prosecutor must file the charges before they actually get to court. How the hell did she think you get bonded if you've got no charges? The cops can't just sort of say, well, I'll get back to you once I've done my homework. The judge checks to see the arrest was lawful, that there was probable cause, and decides what the bail should be. Is she trying to gaslight us into thinking they give out no contact orders, just for fun? The only way to get one of those little puppies without criminal charges is if a private person files for one. And I doubt that Dale would have done that, for fear of getting an iPhone embedded in his cranium. There's the standard gap between the first and second appearance to do things like review the case and deciding whether to dismiss, negotiate, or continue.
Yeah, the case was closed because I was never really actually charged.
That's how it got to court. She really didn't get what was happening, did she? So according to Zeruiah, she would have been held for absolutely no reason, which is a violation of her constitutional rights. Then she just went to see a judge who asked what charges are being answered, and the prosecution just said, nah, I'll get back to you on that one. Really?
The state picks it up. So it becomes that, like, I had a felony.
Oh, so you did have a felony now. I thought you said you weren't charged a minute ago. And you know what one of the most glaring things is to me? She's not arguing that nothing happened, that she could be innocent, as she was claiming before. She's not trying to convince us that her own father is Satan himself, and she's the victim. She's just trying to tell us some weird version of the law, and trying to make us think that nothing legal happened. But hey, it's not like she's about to tell us that there were charges in the next sentence. Hang on a second.
So it's not like, oh yeah, Troy dropped the charges. Troy couldn't drop any charges. He couldn't do anything. Literally, the state.
And listen to a single-cell organism laughing like he wasn't the one who said that. Let's just replay the bit where he said that, shall we?
Pushing for this to get dismissed.
Yeah, I think the anti-cannabis campaigners should put this winner on their poster.
Is the one where it's like, okay, this is bullshit. And this is not what actually happened, so we cannot charge her legally because that's not what happened.
No, it's not because it didn't happen. It's because the police didn't get their story right. Was there an altercation between her and Dale? Yes. Did she claim that her family attacked her for no reason? Yes. The police report forgot to add the bit about the knife, and the affidavit didn't add the bit about the scuffle by the pool. One of them said she hit him with the phone, and the other one claimed that Dale woke up with the phone in his face, which were pretty much the key parts of those convictions. There were no photographs of any of the injuries, so essentially there's no evidence that goes beyond reasonable doubt. Therefore, the charges had to be dismissed.
You got falsified fucking statements, you got falsified, and then when you get the fucking videos, there's none of what they said that I said.
I think you've said enough, Cupcake. We had a good laugh for you doing all the talking whilst wearing your Homer Simpson pajamas. And they weren't falsified statements, the police didn't actually falsify anything, they just messed it up.
Why y'all keep running around, keep saying, Dale, y'all stupid motherfuckers. I never told them that. They never asked me for my ID, none of that. Otherwise, I would have went to jail for false impersonation.
I think she should stop him from talking now. He must be the worst person to have on your team in a situation like this. In the same sentence, he says, I didn't say my name was Dale, but then also says that it's good that he didn't show his ID, or he'd have been done for false impersonation, which again, isn't a thing.
False impersonation! False impersonation!
Good job, Professor Dalestein. That he's calling us stupid.
Stupid?
Yes, stupid. Attorney General Jones knows what he's talking about. And if you didn't think that meant a man couldn't get more embarrassingly vacant, check out this next bit. Zeruiah's eyelash is starting to lift.
I never said
my
that.
my lash is lifting. Okay, congratulations.
And she makes it sound like it's our fault that that's happened. But super genius Troy Dalington thinks it's some sort of diss and joins in.
Your fucking lip is lifted, bitch.
Yeah, your lip is lifted. Haha, yeah, take that, haters. He'd be moderately threatening if he wasn't so painfully incompetent. It's like Pinky in the Brain, isn't it? She'd try and take over the world with her dastardly non-profit schemes. If it wasn't for that pesky Pinky messing it up.
You seen the body cam, that means nothing.
It does mean something. It meant we got to see you blaming everybody around you. Attempt to throw everybody who loves you under a bus. We got to see Troy attempt a disappearing act. Then we got to see you handcuffed, which was, a bit of a personal highlight for me.
And that was already illegal to be even shown. I hadn't even seen the body cam. That was fucking put out.
Yeah, damn you, putting out the body cam so everybody can see what sort of a shit show you can make. Did she think they needed her permission? Nope, you just make a request to the police station. That's how Bodycam USA got the footage.
Maliciously, to try to fucking make it seem like it was something that it really was not.
And there you go, she's the victim again. It was all just a malicious act to make her look bad. That is the thing though about the footage. It wasn't a narrative, it just showed you what was said. And Troy is still trying to look like a real G. He's a real boy,
I'm 175 pounds, all muscle. No fat, no, I'm 175 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, okay, Sweet Pea. Nobody's intimidated by your dumb ass. That was why it was attempted robbery that he got done for, wasn't it? If he asked you for your purse, you'd be too busy laughing at his Nerf gun painted black. If only the brain was a muscle, though, huh? It would be a case of built like a tank and think like a toaster. A body sculpted by the gods, and a brain sculpted by budget cuts. A powerhouse with the processing speed of a lava lamp.
You can, shit. I want them to think that, because if they try it, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, I doubt that. I have a moist paper bag that's got $10 on beating you.
And I'm just being real. We on some gangster shit. I'm not letting no woman beat me up. Look at me. Look at my figure.
Anyway, I got accepted into NYU.
Now let's have a look at that, shall we? As we know, after Dalegate, Zeruiah claimed she was taking a break from working with children because, sort of respect and stuff. And so I guess they, didn't really want her back. So she posted this. Her acceptance to the NYU Steinhardt Residency Teaching Program. Ooh, does that mean she'll be teaching at the New York University? No. Allow me to explain what this actually is. That course there is a $76,000 course, where they chuck you into an elementary school in New York, and you just sort of, start teaching. You get $10,000 to $15,000 as a stipend, and if you don't complete the course, you have to pay all the money back. And you're not guaranteed to have a mentor, and you're highly likely to be used as cheap labour. In fact, one person doing the course said, "The other month I spoke to a resident who's working upstate, and she said that she cries nearly every day before walking into her school due to stress, while I only cry occasionally." Cool. So only crying occasionally is the best outcome you could hope for. Nice. But that's not all. Furthermore, some of the NYU teaching residency partner schools provide tuition stipends between $10,000 and $15,000 in exchange for you interning at their school. However, if you decide not to commit to the school for an additional 2 years after graduation, you have to reimburse the partner school the full amount. Fantastic! So she'll pay the $76,000, but if she doesn't stick at it for 3 years, she'll end up paying closer to $90,000. So, as always, Zeruiah is bending the truth to fit a narrative, while spinning her own version of how the world works. Good job. Right then, let's see what's occurring over in Las Vegas, shall we? But before we do, let's take a little look at her recent activities, shall we? Now we know she's fallen out with Bushy Meadows.
Another thing I was thinking is, what kind of SW calls the cops on another SW?
The woman with tarantulas escaping from behind a kite, and the woman that Emily refers to as...
If the Harry Wildebeest didn't insert herself.
So, from what I can tell from the clips online, Emily was on the phone and said something that Bushy Nick has objected to.
Disgusting to think you could be having a conversation right here, and someone else could butt in and just scream at you and just belittle you.
Here at Bella's Hacienda, we are always considerate of our employees. We don't condone yelling or crash-out behavior.
An argument ensued, and Bushy told Emily to treat her with some respect.
The exact words were, "You need to be nicer to me."
We of course ask that you be nice and treat everyone with respect.
Emily then expected the managers to sort out all the trouble, but instead they asked her to leave.
It could have been if one, the manager texted me and tried to make things right.
If there are any issues, our managers will talk to you directly or have you see yourself out.
And why do I believe that Emily just had a massive tantrum, got all overheated and threw the toys out of her stroller? Well, because that's generally what she does. At one point she blamed all her bad attitude on some postpartum stuff, but then it became clear that it's just the way that she is.
You guys are so stupid. A whole ass business, nonprofit podcast, all this back home on the East Coast, you dumb really said I'm gonna be nice and I just crashed the out on all y'all. That's what you get. I'm gonna give it don't be stupid.
And for some reason I quite like Bushy Meadows now. Not, like that, of course. I'm sure she's lovely, but I prefer my lady slightly less, busy. But I do rather like her candour.
We are currently hiring. All that we ask is that you're nice and don't have a reality TV show. Thanks for listening. From your favorite Harry Wildebeest.
Good job. So Emily is back to content creating and one of her other passions. Not parenting, of course. Don't be silly. It's not her failing business, which is never open. It's stand-up comedy. Yeah, it's just going to be her trying to be the main character, getting all mouthy and talking about herself. Now I've searched all over Pittsburgh to see if I can find anything at all, but there's no footage anywhere. She did organise a watch party thing at the Bigham Tannin. Cool, that must have been massive. Let's take a look at the amazing event, shall we? Well, not even the venue decided to bother advertising it at all. So I guess it wasn't really all that popular. I wonder why. So we may have to revert to her other outlet for comedy, which is her podcast, as mentioned here in this post. Damn, guess you're all now offended I do stand-up. You're gonna be real offended when you find out I've been doing comedy podcasts for years now. Laugh your face, laugh your face. Yeah, if for years you mean 6 months, and by comedy you mean sort of, being really annoying, then yeah, totally, it's totally a comedy podcast. It's presented by Emily, who doesn't know how to use a microphone, and
I'm Bella Fatass.
And I'm the dirty whore that your husband sleeps with.
It's totally like that. She's just loud and obnoxious and thinks she's really funny. They discuss things like finding out that your boyfriend is gay or their encounters, but occasionally Emily's co-host says fun stuff.
Are you even a good mom? Like, do you even ever have your kid? You're an attention whore.
100%.
Now, I'm not going to subject you to any more of that, but it really is as awful as it looks. And I'm not going to hang around her for too long. I think we've nearly had enough of her for one day. So I'll stick to the main points. She met up with Just a Nice Cock, lovely name, who doesn't view his content as just some more corn on the cob. He says he's doing an art.
I think about it like an art piece. I'm just going out and making an art. I'm just making a video.
Making an art. Like I'm listening to a music, or I bought a furniture. But it's not about the grammar, it's all about the fans.
Keep your fans wanting more.
I've had enough. Right, let's get the fudge out of Raj and head to Alabama to see what's happening with Ayesha and we call him Michael. And today, Ayesha's booked her ticket for the denial train and wants to triple check the fact that Michael's got life because she doesn't quite believe what Aunt Gloria in the paperwork is saying.
Strapped Anna Marie in.
But that's not actually her real name. No. I think they've got to give the doll a different name to try and make Ayesha look slightly less mental. So, to undo all their hard work, allow me to introduce you to Smoochii and Yomama. Now, brace yourself, because things are about to get a little bit strange. And when I say strange, I don't mean your run-of-the-mill, that's slightly unusual. I mean the full-on window-licking rock-in-the-corner kind of strange.
Smoochii loves bedtime stories, so let's tell her a bedtime story.
Yeah. yeah, that happened. And then this next thing happened, but it had an Adele track, so I had to kind of put something else over the top of it. But it's not just a grown woman playing with a doll, you know. It's also got her music career under a pseudonym Yomama. And it does, of course, have your favourite and mine, the classic, I Came With These Hoes.
I came with these hoes.
I came with these hoes.
But we also get treats to a little more of her repertoire. It's not all just street-level rap, you know. She also does some kind of ballady stuff. Well, I think it might fall into the category of ballad. I'm not sort of entirely sure how to categorise it.
Each time you hurt me, my heart just gets bitter. No love, no more.
That was special. Step away from the auto-tune. No more. Are you okay? How'd you spell 5150? But as Ayesha's concern about not hearing from Michael for ages grows, she gets a call.
Oh my God!
This is a free call from Mike.
So how come she's never noticed that his name's Michael and not Mikhail? He says his name at the beginning of the message. Sure, he says it's Mike, but if his name is Mikhail, surely he'd give his name as Mick. But then if you call each other babe the whole time, I mean, who's to notice? It does seem a wee bit obvious to me. But luckily for Michael, she's been doing her duty, even though he's been out of contact.
I put money on your book so that if you need to make a call, then you'll be able to do that.
Okay.
Say thank you, Michael. Could have been a bit more grateful there.
Okay.
As I was saying, Ayesha doesn't believe in the 999 years thing, and has gone to try and find the answers that she wants to hear.
As sweet as Aunt Gloria is, she's 82. I can't just believe what she's telling me.
She wasn't exactly on her last legs, though, was she? Sure, she could have got murdered out there in the woods. Well, I bet she's got a mean backhand with the handbag if she needs to. And what do you know? They turn up and moments later, the receptionist has an encyclopedic version of Michael's background. Just like that. No way she knocked that little lot up in just a couple of minutes.
You're not gonna sleep tonight.
Oh my God, and there's something on every page.
We thought we'd just chuck in a few blank pages, just to mess with you. So Ayesha and Crystal get to the massive task of finding a glimmer of hope.
He better start telling the truth.
Well then, will they find what they're hoping to see? Well, I'm beaten by time for now, so we'll have to wait until my next episode this week. I've got so much to show you that I'm going to have to try and get 3 episodes out this week just to show it all to you. We've got Bonita explaining why she sold all of Moo stuff. We've got more slow-mo hypocrisy regarding Derek and his family. Plus, we've got the rest of the show to get through. And of course, I've got some more of our new favouriteest game show, Creeper or Keeper. So don't you go missing that. You know, there's a difference between finding your own path and refusing to see the one that you're actually on. One takes courage and the other one takes denial. And the truth is that staying true to yourself isn't about rewriting the facts to fit your own story. It's about having the strength to face them even when they don't flatter you. Because forging your own way in life isn't an act of imagination, it's an act of honesty. And the people that rise are the ones that stop running from the truth long enough to walk towards it. And in the end, the path will always reveal who you are, but the truth you face will reveal who you can become. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Manor. It is, as always, an absolute honour to have you here with me. I truly appreciate all the support you give me with the comments and the likes and the hypes, and hopefully we'll hit that big 5k very, very soon. And that's something I couldn't do without you. Thank you. So if you like what I do, then please do like, subscribe, and check out one of these little beauties. So until I see you again, stay beautiful, love to my three, and you take care of yourself.
Please subscribe now for